Welcome to Class Saathi.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Class Saathi. So today we are going to explore how you can explore and use the Engage section over here. So the Engage section is filled with different tools and activities which I will highlight today. I will highlight few cool ones and few things that you can use to interact with your students today in the classroom. So to begin with, let's begin with the Saathink. Now, Saathi is obviously consisting of thinking games and plus, how children can basically attempt few activities which are apart from, the academic part. So when you go to Saathink, you will find different kind of games over here. So they're all in a similar format. Let's explore one today together. So let's explore, let's say, Block It Up. So Block It Up is something which you can use for your students to engage a lot of interactivity. So I'll press start with my teacher clicker. And as you can see, there's of course a sound for this, but the students have to find the missing block over here and pick on the option they feel best fits over here. So for example, if students are looking at this, it kind of reminds you of Tetris. So you can press any option you feel. So students will be responding from their clickers. And it looks like the answer is actually D over here. So we can click on that. Teachers can end it, and you can view the solution by tapping in on the yellow icon over here, or the yellow button on the clicker. And the option is D. You can also see the winners by tapping on the blue button over here. And the winners are displayed. And you can go on to the next question by simply pressing the red icon, virtually or physically. And the quiz is played in a similar format. So this is quite fun and interactive for students who want to kind of study apart from academics and theoretical and focus on something more, creative thinking and games. The next kind of situation or the activities that we have for you is Tangular and Mole Game. Tangular is the same thing, but it's to do with shapes and images. So you want to complete this whole image. So let's say students are responding and they're going to be solving this. No one got it correct. So one will be filled and then the rest will be asked to the students to, spot in the correct shape. So we have different kind of images that they can make in here that will be displayed in the random order. Now the mole game is quite interesting because this involves a bit of more higher thinking in terms of mathematical expressions. So they will have to solve this correctly and catch the mole of the right option. So for example, 4 plus 8, 12. 12 multiplied by 5 would be, let's say, one of these options. So then the students would quickly press their options over here. And then we can spot it and then see who got it correct. It's over here. And then you can see the winners as well and move on ahead. And similar questions will be displayed at a random kind of order. So that's quite interactive over here as well. Now that was Saathink. Let's move on to the Class Kit part. Now Class Kit is specially made for teachers to use in their classroom. For example, if I have a quick, think of a debate topic in 30 seconds. Now I can look at a physical clock, but if I have like a timer in front of me or a stopwatch, I can actually show this on the screen. So if I say, class, you have, let's say 30 minutes to do this activity, I can start the timer and it will just start counting down, counting down in particular. I can also pause from my clicker and I can resume it. So you basically have to follow the colors you see on the screen with this clicker. You may not see, let's say, the pause icon on this clicker, but you can see the color, it's green. I can also cancel and end this timer over here. Same goes for a stopwatch. So if I want to start it, I can press the button. I can also use the virtual one, if that's comfortable. And as you can see, it's starting and I can pause it. I can resume it. I can, pause and then reset. So there are various things you can do with that. Now we also have different things, as you can see: spinner, dice, vote, presenter, and team maker. So spinner, as the name itself suggests, it will actually just spin and create an option for your non-biased decision in the classroom. So if you want to go to the mountains, if you want to go to the or pizza place, or if you want to go to, garden, you can have these options and spin the spinner and stop it, and you will get this option. The best part is that you can also hide an option. So if you press hide option, it will hide that option and you can spin it again for a second round. So this is quite interactive, and I feel students enjoy non-biased decisions in the classroom when you have some options between students, and it just sounds fun. Now for the dice section over here, it's as equal if you're playing a board game. You can just select the quantity of dices and roll them in the class. If it's a board game you're playing, or if you're trying to choose a number in between games or activities, you can do that as well. So number 4, number 5, number 6 have been, displayed. So it's either a board game or a, particular activity you're doing. One thing I want to highlight in the dice thing is that you have the dots version or you have the text version. The text version allows you to enter names. So for example, I have one dice which obviously has 6 sides. So maybe I can put like team A, B, C, D, E, and F, and I can basically roll it, and whichever letter comes, so team F has to present first. So you can use this in these kind of situations where you feel that you want their attention quickly. Now moving on, we have the team maker, the most highly requested feature. So I usually love creating categories. So for example, if I want to create a team for my debate class, I can create that category and I can create teams. So the number of teams you can decide. I want 5 teams, or let's say, 5 teams would be great. I can evenly distribute genders in case that is my choice, or I can, turn it off, and I can generate it. Now, of course, if Zoe talks to student Noor a lot, and I know that as a teacher, I can basically just, drag and drop them somewhere else. So that is also possible because you know your students really well, where they speak well, where they don't speak well, where they can't open up. So this group might be like people who speak up a lot, and Albert might be someone who doesn't. So maybe you want to put more students who don't get the opportunity to speak much in this team A. And you can save this and you can refer to this team for later purposes as well. So that is the team paper. The presenter is something which is quite similar. You choose the number and you start, and a random card will choose a student. And that's how it works over here. The last one over here is a vote-taking feature where you can select students who are going to go for, presidential elections in your school, or some, head girl or head boy, and you can continue. And then you can start this. Students can get a chance to speak over here, whether they want or not. And, it kind of looks like a real voting system, and they can start the vote. The vote begins as so. And the best part is that student number 1 is, let's say, student Aniza, but she cannot vote for herself. If you see, A will not work. She can only vote for someone else. So those kind of things, the details is what we've paid attention to, so it won't have any, misunderstandings later on. As you can see, there are 1 votes for everyone, and of course there would be a tie in between them. You can go to a next round as well. So let's say if you want to make 1 the winner, so you can simply just choose 1. Let's say I'll just choose 1 student randomly, and as you can see, it won by 7 votes. And of course you can have like a small celebration, and you can view the reports as well as to what happened. So that is what the engage part for, Saathi and ClassKit is all about. For the next part, I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.